When people first hear this diagnosis, they think they're facing a huge tragedy. I'm trying to change that.
Before my mom died, she was a really vibrant personality, and my dad kind of stood in the wings. He worked on Wall Street when I was young, so we didn't really get to know my dad that well.
Times were different back then. Then I was always working and trying to provide for my family.
In 2004, my mom passed away and left me this wonderful gift, which is my father. When he came to live here, you know, I was 34, my dad was 76. I learned to know my dad. I bet you're glad you're not on Wall Street anymore. Not with that big mess going on.
I'm very glad. Oh, boy. I can't imagine being anywhere else but here, I'll tell you. The nursing home would not be the place I'd want to be. Well, I was born in Washington, D.C. in 1928. I did grow up in the New Brunswick area near Rutgers. When I retired, I came down to North Carolina and have enjoyed every minute of it.
I didn't really know much about Alzheimer's disease. I just knew, you know, President Reagan had it.
When my dad was diagnosed, he was getting lost in his car. He wasn't feeding his dog. He wasn't changing his clothes every day, things like that. So we just knew that there's some serious problems.
And so I went to the internet, pulled up a few blogs, and it was really kind of depressing because I thought, he's going to forget me, he's going to stop being able to talk, he's going to stop being able to eat. And the real life experience that I was having with my dad at that time didn't mirror that. And so I felt like there was a real lack of people looking at the bright side.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else you need? Pretty young girl?
All right. Bring in two.
Drinks or girls?
Girls.
And so I thought, wouldn't it be nice to share the lighter side with the caregivers, because sometimes they're just at the end of the rope. And so I decided to do KnowItAlls.com, to be able to go onto the internet every day and see somebody who's walking the same journey that they're walking. You know, their parent may be better off, their parent may be worse off, but we're all going through the same thing. It's really nice to know that Know It Alls is really helping people.
I logged on to Know It All and found that it was full of love and humor.
There are so many funny things that happen when people don't remember what they've done or where they've been or what's going on.
Carl needs a cup.
Any alcohol in it? No?
This is my future ex-husband, Carl.
Yeah.
How much she pay you for that?
For example, my dad doesn't like to get up early. So the night before, I sneak into his room, I steal his watch, I change it ahead 2 hours. When he wakes up in the morning and he goes, oh goodness, it's noon, he feels like it's time to get up. Or you wake up in the morning and you get into the shower and there's a jar of peanut butter sitting on the shower seat and you just wonder, what happened after I went to bed? You just want people to see it's not a death sentence for you.
No, you're helping me in my old age.
How about
That's so
that?
sweet of you. You're such a doll, baby.
I know that I'm touching thousands every month by showing the lighter side.
Sometimes Mom doesn't realize that I'm her daughter, but then I got to realize it's part of the disease, and you just have to put on a thick skin and just grin and bear it and go on and be grateful for what she can do and what she can remember. Once my mom got her diagnosis, I decided to join a support group, and that's how I found out about Know It Alls. The first time I read it, I was hooked. She's got the meat and potatoes out there, you know, if you really want to get into learning about the stuff. And then she's got the light-sided humor that she deals with on a daily basis. And I've not found another website that covers everything like that. And so I have just found it to be a great stress reliever and ways to get good ideas in dealing and handling my mother.
Pretty good to be 84 years old.
I think so, too. Tell you the truth.
Well, I'm very excited about getting to meet Kathy. I want to thank her for starting this blog. I think it's a wonderful tool for people that are just starting out. People have already been there, people who are going through it.
Clara? Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Tell me about your mom.
Well, my mom was diagnosed in 2006. My daughter looks after her during the day, and then I stay with her at night.
It's so hard to balance work with a caregiver, and you're so lucky that you got your daughter.
It's so nice for me to have found a friend that, you know, is walking through the same journey that I'm walking through.
A lot of times when I'm dealing with a difficult situation with her, a lot of people say, well, what would Jesus do? And I go, well, what would Kathy do? You know, and it gives me a different... I think Kathy can really educate people that, yes, this is a terrible disease, but it doesn't have to be.
I think it helps me be a better caregiver because it forces me to think of something funny every day. And there's some days when there's just nothing funny.
I know.
But I know you know.
You know, when I'm doing the blog, some days I'm not inspired to do it, but meeting somebody like Clara that reads it every day and hangs on my every word, you know, and it helps her find the humor in a very humorless situation.
The biggest thing Kathy brings to the table is hope. You know, caregiving is a very stressful, hard job, but she's shown that you can do it and still maintain your own sense of sanity.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The most important thing to me is to preserve my dad's dignity. I don't want him to ever feel like he's any less of a person because he has this disease. They just need a little mental stimulation. They need to keep laughing, they need to keep singing, they need to keep playing games and gardening and all the things that they do, because when Alzheimer's sets in the worst is when they're sitting around by themselves staring out the window.
Kathy is absolutely the best. She's just been wonderful to me, and ever since her mother passed, it's just been great for me to have someone like Kathy. Yeah.
He lived a great life. He had a great 40-year marriage with my mom, which I'm inspired by. It's not me. My dad did a great thing. My dad raised me to be the kind of person that would take him in. My hero.